The bicycle is one of the greatest inventions in the world. It allows us to move from A to B quickly and freely using just our own energy. It was originally designed in 1817 in Germany by Baron Karl Dreiss, who created the Lauf machine, which was similar to a child's balancing bike. Since then, there have been many iterations of the bicycle, from the bone shaker to the penny farthing, and cycling became more and more popular. The industry blossomed throughout the UK in the 19th century with manufacturing centres throughout Oxford, Birmingham and Manchester, to name just a few. The Dunlop tyre was invented, Sir Frank Bowden formed the Raleigh Bicycle Company in Nottingham. Everything was on the up. But moving into the 20th century and British bike manufacturing began to decline. However, there is one rather unique, innovative business that continues to manufacture in the UK to this day. But what is the story of Brompton and how have they become the best folding bike in the world? Here's how it happened. Firstly, what is Brompton? Well, Brompton is known as the best folding bike in the world, seamlessly transforming from a briefcase-like contraption to fully fledged bike. Before Brompton, folding bikes were nothing new. Many had tried and failed to make a functional and attractive folding bike. Andrew Ritchie, Brompton's founder, had an idea and thought he could do better than the Brickerton folding bike. Ritchie created the designs that were attractive enough to get backing from a few friends, and prototypes were made and the Brompton Bicycle Company was officially launched. The goal was to interest a UK company to take up the idea under license, and Ritchie made prototypes in his bedroom in a flat that overlooked the Brompton Oratory, the Roman Catholic Church, hence why they're known as Brompton bicycles. There was lots of interest in the design, but many turned them down. Brompton pivoted, thinking they could find funding and Ritchie could manufacture himself instead, but that failed too. 5 years went by with little hope, but Ritchie's friends came to the rescue. He managed to persuade 30 people to pre-order a bike. Word of mouth spread, and soon others wanted a Brompton bike too, and Ritchie duly obliged, starting with low volume production with bare minimum tooling. Brompton were in business, but it was hard work, and without the big orders and capital injection, it was difficult for Brompton to expand. Ritchie again went in search of VC funding, but again they failed, and they had to cease pilot production in 1982 after 500 Bromptons had been sold. But Ritchie remained positive. The company was solvent, and given they'd sold out of all their bikes, Brompton had a future. By 1986, thanks to the backing of former customers and Julian Verica, the founder of Name Audio, Brompton made enough money to build an assembly line, and their first production bikes were made in a railway arch in Brentford at the start of 1988. By 1993, they'd moved to a large premises in Chiswick, and by 1998, they'd moved into their production facility in West London as demand and the business have grown. Nowadays, the order book is full, with almost 2/3 of their sales being exported abroad. They even received a Queen's Award for exports in 1995, and Ritchie himself has been honoured by the Duke of Edinburgh, having gained the Prince Philip Designers Award. By 2008, Ritchie realised that he needed someone to help take the business to the next level. Enter Will Butler-Adams, a former DuPont engineer who'd been with the business for 6 years, helping to run Brompton, but wanted to take things up a notch. Adams challenged Ritchie to try new things, grow faster, and be more aggressive in their approach. And Ritchie stepped back to allow Adams to take control in what he describes as one of his toughest decisions to date. As Brompton has grown, so has their user base, and they now have an army of die-hard fans who want their bike lacquered rather than painted, especially on the braze points. Abdul El Saidi, who's worked for Brompton for 18 years, trains every single one of the company's 44 brazers, as these skills have died off in the UK over the last 40 odd years, given that most bikes are made in China now. Only Brompton and Pashley are left mass-producing bikes in Britain today. Brompton has grown significantly over the years, from annual revenue of £1.7 million in 2002 to over £40 million today, and many suggest that its success is down to Ritchie's timeless design of the folding bike alongside Adams' drive and ambition. It's fair to say that Adams has succeeded in running the business, taking Brompton from 24 staff in 2002 to over 200 today. day, producing more than 50,000 bikes a year, which are then exported to around 50 countries worldwide. But Ritchie keeps Adams on a tight lead, sometimes being described as a constructive pain in the arse, making sure the business and its CEO stay level-headed. It makes sense too, given that he still owns 20% of the business. Adams has a 10% stake in Brompton, the staff share 15%, and the remainder is split amongst friends, likely those who supported Brompton from the outset. Some have suggested that Brompton is in line to be sold, but Adams has dismissed this suggestion because between Ritchie and Adams, they're desperate to keep control of the business, and by staying private, Brompton will have more freedom to plan and invest long term, meaning they're not worried about quarterly results, only doing what's right for the business. Adams believes that Brompton are the solution to a global problem, feeling that health services are overwhelmed primarily because people live sedentary lifestyles and people have to become more active. The Brompton is now commonplace in most major cities around the world, competing with trains, buses, and cars. Except when you get to the office, you can fold your bike up and tuck it under your desk. With plans to move to a bigger factory as well as launching a New York sales office, there's plenty of life in the innovative cycling company yet. What do you think of Brompton? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let us know in the comments below, and that's how it happened. Thanks for watching.